Hi, I'm Sean,
I'm Rhonda.
and we're excited to be with you today to talk about some things that you can do when you're in conflict with your spouse that can help things to go better.
So, two things are repair and soothe. So, what are those? Let's talk about repair first.
Repairing is when we're making an attempt to de escalate emotions during a conflict.
So, we should look for our spouse's repair attempts and respond to those because we should be trying to de escalate each other. And so, there's some ways that we can kind of do that. And if we're not being aware of what our spouse is doing in the moment so that we can respond to their repair attempts, it can have a negative impact on the marriage when we try to do a repair and nothing happens.
We need to be careful that we are noticing when our spouse is making an attempt to get past a conflict situation that we're in, and we need to be able to respond in a positive way. There are some things that you can say to your spouse. Some suggested phrases would be, I'm starting to feel flooded.
This is important to me. Please listen.
Tell me what you hear me saying.
Let's take a break.
We're getting off track.
That's a good point.
Being able to notice when your spouse is doing something, requesting to make a change is important.
And so we can mess this up if we do it in a negative way. If we make it just a little bit more formal to call attention, and then think it through. What are your predetermined phrases you might use to clue your spouse in, to help kind of de-escalate things?
So making a helpful comment about the conversation, maybe having a smile, softening the tone of voice.
Offering comfort, being supportive. And I think that's hard to do if it's all about me, because then I just want you to comfort me and support me. But regardless of whose topic we're talking about, if we can come alongside our spouse to support and soothe our spouse, what is my spouse experiencing and how can I help my spouse flow through this conversation?
Another thing that we want to look at is soothing. And many times in a conflict in a marriage, the husband is the one that can really feel the impact of that in a negative way and have distressing thoughts about the relationship.
So I think women typically, and we're talking from the research side here,
Right.
Women typically can, at least in the beginning, maybe handle some of those emotions a little more easily than the man. And so they found in the research that if the woman can focus on soothing him, they're more likely to stay in the game as far as communicating to resolution.
A lot of times a woman can focus on the relationship side of things and calm themselves. The wife may need to step in to help calm the husband.
So, but once things start to escalate, and the sooner the better on repair or soothing, the sooner the better. If we wait until things get really out of hand, we may have waited too late for it to be beneficial.
Right. We don't want our spouse to feel overwhelmed during conflict. We need to feel like we're in control of ourselves and have a good grasp of what's taking place.
Yeah, because once somebody's overwhelmed, they're probably getting to a place where they're not going to think as rationally and logically. So if we can prevent them from being triggered from it's too much too fast kind of thing, and slow it down, slow the voice, soften the tone, it can have a more relaxing, calming effect. And for the man or whoever's the internal processor, have long periods of silence. Let them think.
Sometimes that's just realizing that it's normal to have conflict in any relationship. And when we start thinking that conflict is really an abnormal thing to take place in a relationship, we can think, oh, this is really odd. We shouldn't be experiencing this. And then we get really tense about it.
But the thing is, when we start getting overwhelmed, we think things like, I don't have to take this anymore. Why are you always picking on me? Now, those are negative thoughts because our spouse usually is not ill-intentioned. is just coming across that way to you. And so being able to shift those thoughts and appreciate the soothing. But we can often ask and we can say, "You seem like you're getting upset. Did I do or say something?" And that way we can rewind a little bit, repair it, and then move forward.
And just asking simply, what is soothing to you? When we're
Yeah.
having a conflict, what is it that helps calm you down? Because we don't want our partner to be agitated.
And so the husband and the wife can both contribute to soothing the husband. Notice it is generally the husband. And it's all about the wiring, in the brain, the way the man, when he's triggered and gets to a point, the way he works differently than she works. But we both work and flow together. So humor, affection, showing active interest.
Paying attention, these are all calming actions.
So when a wife accepts her husband's frustration as informative, something that she needs, she's less likely to take it personally and more likely to respond positively.
Let's look at Proverbs 15 and verse 1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. There's definitely active things that you can do to bring repair and soothing into your conflict situation.